Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Coins Alert channel. I'm making another movie about XRP today, as I always do. Today we're going to talk about XRP. I hope everyone is having a great day, no matter where they are in the world. I have to start with this from Crypto Isaac. Being a starting member of Crypto Isaac is a big deal for us. We're making the crypto environment safer and more collaborative by working together. Now it's all about safety in the crypto space. So the Crypto Isaac is a nonprofit group run by its members. They work together to stop bad actors, fix security holes, share information, and improve security to protect the crypto ecosystem. Here's why I think all the safety worries about crypto are starting to show up. Think about the internet. It wasn't so safe before the internet came along, but over time, computer units and other things were made to try to keep people safe online. They need to do the same thing with it in the crypto space. There can always be new players in this area, which costs them money. They will leave this space and never come back if they lose their money. But if they know their crypto is safe here, they'll pay to stay here for a long time. However, David is now talking about computer crime and the internet. I lived through the internet change, which had a big effect on me. However, David is now talking about computer crime and the internet. I lived through the internet change, which had a big effect on me. And a lot of people, especially younger people, may not know that there was a big fight over the technology behind the internet. Encryption is used by criminals to hide information so that police can't demand information to stop the funding of terrorism, the spread of child pornography, and the radicalization of terrorists. There was a big fight. I have an export license from the time when encryption was seen as a weapon. I had to get a license from the US Bureau of Export Administration to send encryption software to other countries, just like I would from them for rocket launchers, RPGs, or missiles. We won that fight, you know? It used to be that if you wanted to say something, you had to get a newspaper, book publisher, or TV station to let you because there was no other way to get it out to everyone. But now we won that battle, and the internet has made the flow of information more open. We have that fight. I think it's sad that the US hasn't done more. Also, think about this. What's going on in the world of crypto right now? What does Ripple want to do? They want to make the internet a better place to do things, so there needs to be safety in the deals. You need to make sure that a transaction takes place but isn't being used for illegal things. Why do you think that strict rules are made to stop money theft and make sure that you know your customer? Get your things ready. Gemini has this huge ad for an 825.25 XRP MasterCard. It's coming. Gemini gets a license from Mika from the MFSA. They can now offer crypto services in more than 30 European countries, just a few months after their IPO. Gemini has been getting ready for this moment for a while now. Ripple pretty much made it happen by giving Gemini the line of credit they needed. A lot of people also want to know about this product. In fact, this patent is the open coin invention. It was, and it took place in the United States. XRP is said to have an invention in the United States of America. This is a patent for Ripple that was filed in the USA. It goes all the way back to 2013. From this point on, Ripple began setting up the tracks for XRP to run on. This is why there will never be something else like XRP. Bank of America says that stablecoins and tokenizing real-world assets are upsetting the way standard finance works. With $75 billion coming from safe coins and going to the US Treasury, money market funds are really under a lot of pressure. Asset tokenization in the real world isn't going to happen. It already has. His is why they are now saying that tokenization and stablecoins will mess up standard finance and banking. Why should I care? Yes, that's the future. Our banks need to catch up with this right away, or they will be left behind forever. This tells you what's going to happen. The dollar will be saved by RLUSD. XRP will provide access to money. Not many people really get it. Do you remember how I told you about RLUSD? It's already here. RLE, RLC, and other names will be here soon. But there will be a huge pool of cash XRP in the middle. It will go from RLUSD to XRP and back again in RLUR. In fact, this is what Ripple has been working on since the beginning. And this picture, which says 1,000 words, says it all. We are now in the future. Coming up is an institutional iceberg. In the next 24 months, all the organizations that were on the outside before want to join. Think about that for the next 24 months. That fits the time frame of David Schwartz. But listen to this. In a lot of ways, I think Paxos was the first company to put regulation first. I believe you had one of the first trust charters in New York, if not the first one. We agreed with that theory that the best way to build something that will last in the ecosystem of digital assets was to push for clear regulations, even when it's hard. Many big groups said, hey, we want to be second. You really want to be second because the people who go first get into trouble. They are having a lot of trouble. It's hard for them to grow up. You already talked about the scars. There are, however, a number of companies that I believe would never have touched cryptocurrency with a 10-foot pole. If you look at it another way, BNY was very brave to get into crypto and knew crypto businesses when they did. The same goes for BlackRock and a lot of other companies. But now we're seeing institutions that are very conservative say, hey, we can't wait any longer. It's no longer possible for us to stay out of this. We need to join in. So even though it seems like regulations are being eased, more institutions are now coming in that want to work with the strictest regulations possible. This is because they wouldn't have come in at all without those regulations. And it turns out that's kind of like an iceberg. And I think that the conservative organizations that are now coming in will be one of the most important stories of the most conservative people are now showing up. Take a look at that. And what was stopping them? They were concerned about tea, and rules are now Sea-Watch as Cynthia Lummis hugs President Trump. The United States should keep being the world's capital. The United Arab Emirates has stronger rules for digital assets than we do because they're starting to accept new ideas. The United States should keep its leadership position in the world. So Wyoming has been the leader, and because it was the leader, I had the laws that Wyoming passed to move into Washington. So we've changed it to fit the way Washington regulates things.